The conversation around Cleveland has quietly crossed a line from debate into disbelief, and it all centers on one uncomfortable reality the organization seems desperate to avoid. This is no longer just about whether Shador Sanders looks promising or whether he deserves more reps. This is about what happens when a quarterback shows, in real time, that he belongs in a completely different tier than the one he was placed in, and the people in charge still refuse to adjust. The league is watching something unusual unfold. A rookie, barely settled into the rhythm of starting games, is processing defenses faster than veterans, throwing with timing and precision that scouts spend years searching for, and doing it under the weight of chaos that only the Browns seem capable of creating. And yet, instead of clarity, the response from the coaching staff has been hesitation, deflection, and delay. What makes this situation so explosive is not just Shador's performance, but the context around it. He was not handed a perfectly tailored system from day one. He was not drafted into stability. His first real opportunity came after weeks of uncertainty, rotating plans, and a playbook initially designed for someone else. And still, once the offense was finally shaped around what he does well, the difference was immediate and undeniable. The ball came out on time. The reads were decisive. The offense moved with purpose instead of survival. These are not cosmetic improvements. These are franchise-level indicators. Quarterbacks who can diagnose coverage pre-snap, adjust protections, and deliver accurately against pressure are rare, regardless of age. Seeing it from someone this early in their career is even rarer. That is why the comparison to Caleb Williams has ignited such a fierce reaction. Caleb entered the league with the full weight of expectation, labeled a generational talent before he ever took an NFL snap. Shedeur entered with skepticism, narratives, and questions that had little to do with football. Yet when you strip away the branding, the draft position, and the media framing, and you focus purely on what happens between the snap and the whistle, the gap people assumed existed starts to disappear. In some areas, it flips entirely. Shedeur plays on time. He throws with anticipation. He places the ball where only his receiver can make a play. He does not rely solely on broken plays or off-script heroics. He operates the offense like someone who understands structure and thrives within it. That distinction matters more than highlights ever will. Quarterbacks who live off improvisation can electrify crowds, but quarterbacks who control games quietly are the ones who win consistently. That is why the conversation has shifted from potential to comparison, and from comparison to accountability. If Shedeur can stand across from a quarterback universally accepted as elite and not only match him but outplay him, then the old excuses collapse instantly. At that point, this is no longer about patience or development. It becomes about evaluation failure. And that failure points directly at Kevin Stefanski. For 2 years, Cleveland has searched for stability at quarterback while cycling through options that never truly fit. Now, the answer appears to be standing right in front of them, and the response has been uncertainty instead of commitment. That kind of indecision is lethal in the NFL. Players feel it. Locker rooms sense it. Fans see it. When a coach hesitates to empower the player who is clearly elevating the team, it sends a message that process matters more than performance. And in a league built on results, that message does not survive long. What makes it even more troubling is that Shedeur is doing this against real resistance. These are not soft matchups. These are defenses designed to confuse rookies, to bait mistakes, to force hesitation. Instead of shrinking, he looks comfortable. He looks prepared. He looks like the moment is moving at his speed, not the other way around. That is not something you teach easily. That is instinct layered on preparation, confidence built on competence. And when those elements align this early, the smart organizations lean in hard. Instead, Cleveland appears stuck in its own internal debate, still weighing narratives that should have been discarded weeks ago. Concerns about image, demeanor, or noise around the player have no place once the tape tells a clear story. Winning quarterbacks are not defined by how neatly they fit expectations. They are defined by their ability to solve problems when everything breaks down. Shedeur is already doing that. He is not surviving games. He is influencing outcomes. There is a difference, and the league knows it. This is why the stakes feel so high. Because if Cleveland mishandles this moment, it will not just be another missed opportunity. It will be another chapter in a long history of failing to recognize and nurture quarterback talent. Coaches get fired for less. Front offices lose credibility for less. And the idea that Shedeur might be the one keeping jobs alive rather than the one being built around is a reversal that exposes just how upside down the priorities have become. At some point, the conversation stops being about projections and starts being about honesty. Honesty about who gives the team the best chance to win now. Honesty about who processes faster, throws cleaner, and commands the offense with authority. Honesty about whether clinging to old plans is worth sacrificing momentum that cannot be manufactured. Shador Sanders is forcing that honesty with every snap. The only question left is whether the organization is willing to accept it. Because the rest of the league already sees what is happening. They see a rookie who does not play like one. They see a quarterback who belongs in conversations people once thought were premature. And they see a coaching staff hesitating while opportunity passes by in real time. That gap between performance and recognition is where franchises lose years. Now it is your turn to weigh in. Do you believe Shador Sanders has already shown enough to be considered better than quarterbacks who entered the league with far more hype? Do you think Cleveland is risking its future by hesitating? Or is patience still justified? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want to stay locked in on every twist of this story as it unfolds, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next chapter.